My name is Anthony Ptak. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I now live in Manhattan with my wife and my 5-year-old son. I was diagnosed with brain cancer in early 2011. The tumor was located in the center part of my brain, rendering surgery impossible. I have a rare form of brain cancer called CNS lymphoma, which attacks the central nervous system. The tumor was slightly to the right center, so it affected the left side of my body in ways I never could have imagined. I don't always have control of my arm. Sometimes it moves by itself. Your body becomes an enemy of you, but hopefully through rehabilitation, I can create new pathways in my brain to make my body work. My 5-year-old son is the greatest inspiration in my life. He was born with Down syndrome. He has challenges of his own, and I see the work that he puts in to developing himself physically and mentally. And watching him do that as a young baby and now a young little boy is just an incredible inspiration to me. It's like Turtle and the Fish. He would come to visit me at the hospital. He would give me a drawing every morning that he made to inspire Dad to keep going. Getting back into community life, I needed a place to go where I could continue to develop my strength and my confidence. And I thought, the YMCA, let me go there. This is the answer. I went religiously, and it was difficult to get there. I had to walk through construction zones, and my vision isn't so good. Crossing the street is difficult for me. But I had a mission in mind. I needed to better myself, and the YMCA was this kind of oasis. When I could see it in the distance, I felt this feeling of warmth. I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. There's my home. There's where I'm going to get better. The YMCA allows for aspiration to goals beyond what you ever could imagine. I want to learn how to walk without a cane. I want to ride a bicycle. I want to ice skate. And I want to be able to pick my son up. My son would look at me and say, Dad, how come we can't play? How come you can't pick me up? And you know, within a couple of weeks working at the YMCA, I was doing push-ups. I was doing cardiovascular work. I was playing basketball. I would put my cane aside. I would throw hoops. I was scoring points, 3-point range. I was doing things that my doctor did not expect me to be able to do, thanks to my trainers at the YMCA. The most exciting thing that has ever happened was the moment that I came home. My son was waiting for me at the door, and he was looking at me, and he said, Hi, Dad. And he put his arms up. And you know what this means. Any parent knows that he wants me to pick him up. And he says, Dad, up. And I had this newfound confidence. And I said to myself, now is the time I can do this. And I reached down to my son. I braced my arms around him. I concentrated, and I picked my son up, and I gave him a big hug. And he went to sleep that night, and I cried a little bit. And he knew, and I knew, what that moment was. My son knew that Dad loves him, and that Dad wasn't not picking him up because he didn't love him, but Dad was sick, he couldn't. And the YMCA gave me the ability to get back to being the father that I knew that I could be with him. And he's really strong. He's stronger than me, but we're stronger together. And that's part of community. That's what the YMCA is. We're all stronger together, and I'm glad that that's a part of my life now. Thank you, YMCA.